I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome CuppyCakiee. Hi!
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Better now that you're here. You could please introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, sure. My name's CuppyCakiee. I've been a variety streamer for around 4 years now.
Oh.
I mostly do horror content, and I get very silly.
But 4 years makes you a veteran at this point. And
It does, yeah. I've been around since the great VTubing boom.
So what brought you into it in the first place?
So I was currently at the time dealing with some personal stuff and was kind of, I wouldn't say a shut-in, but I wasn't getting out very much.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to find a way to connect with people and I guess play games. And I saw Iron Mouse, who, I mean, like, she's one of the big ones now, but back then, she was a lot smaller, and I saw what she was doing, and I was like, whoa, like, I could do this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made my own first model, little 3D character, and I gave it a go, and I've just been at it ever since.
Cool. That's excellent. And what keeps you going? I mean, what draws you to it? Stream after stream.
I think it's the connection with people. Like, my community is amazing. They're some of the funniest people I've ever met, and I have nothing but fond memories. And we've had some crazy moments. But like, I've also made some amazing friends doing this as well. Like, I just recently formed a VTuber group with some of my girlfriends, and we're going to be guests at a convention soon, which is really exciting. But
Tremendous.
yeah, no, the connection. Yeah, no, it's very exciting.
What's the name of the group?
Yeah, it's the Virtualantes. Sorry.
Virtualantes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. And go ahead and give them a shout out if you want to.
Yeah, no. So we're with Virtualantes. We're a planetary protection organization that protects the Earth from any sort of supernatural or planetary dangers. So it's my girls Zero, Larity, codename Ume, my girlfriend, and my friend Callie Calypso. And yeah, we're kind of just getting together to just be silly together.
That's perfectly fine. And the more people in being silly, the better, the sillier it gets.
Exactly.
From different angles. So you enjoy having collaborations very often?
Yeah, look, I don't do them as often as I'd like, but when I do, I think every single one has just been so fun. Like, it's always good to get up to no good with friends.
Yeah, it is. And it's also good to be able to get out and kind of stretch your wings a little bit with an avatar in front of you. As opposed to, having a face cam. Did you ever do any face cam streaming?
No, I was too shy, honestly. That was definitely like I didn't want to. I was a faceless streamer when I first started, and then when I saw VTubing, I was like, whoa, wait, no, that's awesome. I don't have to put my makeup on.
Yeah.
I don't have to do any of that. I can just stream in my PJs. Life's good.
Yep. Put on the sweatpants and the oversized shirt, and you're perfectly fine.
Exactly.
Just go for it. So has this been have you found out something about yourself as you've been VTubing these last couple of years?
Definitely.
Yeah. So what life lessons have you learned about you?
Funnily enough, I think streaming has given me the ability to be more confident and be able to interact with people. Like, I look back on how I was maybe like 4 years ago. Like, I probably wouldn't even be in this interview right now. Like, I was such a nervous person and I was very awkward. And I think, yeah, streaming has given me the confidence to fully be who I am. And it's awesome, honestly.
Well, when I stopped by your stream a little while ago, stopped in and said hello. I was amazed at how you were keeping up with things, and everything was upbeat and positive, and you were enjoying yourself. And now you tell me that you basically were shy going in.
Yeah, no, I like legit. I couldn't make eye contact with people back then, and
Yeah.
so yeah, no, definitely like seeing how far I've come and being able to do what I do. It's awesome, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever get time zone problems being in Australia?
I sure do. So, for my stream times, I usually stream at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. my time, which is usually for most people, I think around 2 to 5 in the morning. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and whenever I did collabs with people who were overseas, I'd usually have to either get up at like 6 in the morning or stay up until like 3
Uh,
in the morning.
yeah, yeah. You're basically on the other side of the planet from us.
Yeah,
And I'm in central Illinois in the U.S. Um, Actually, I think you're about 16 hours ahead of me.
I think so, yeah.
So, I mean, that's not bad because I'm up at midnight anyway, and it is just a little
Mm.
past midnight now. Um, and I know that's about what 4 in the afternoon for you or something.
Yeah, so it's like 3,
Yeah,
yeah, 3 right now.
yeah, yeah. So that's not too bad for the U.S. But if you're talking Europe, now you're talking a problem. Uh,
Yeah, no, it's very, very hard for us Aussies to collab with anybody that's over in the Europe areas.
yeah, yeah, and it's the VTuber scene has really expanded in Australia, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I hope you don't mind me talking about this,
Oh,
but
please.
me and my girls are kind of a part of what we're hoping to be a new expansion to that.
Mm,
We as I said, like we'd been forming the group for around a year, and we had done some panels in the past because we quite enjoy doing educational content on VTubing, getting into it, all that kind of stuff. So
right.
we did a panel at Anime Texas, and after we formed the group, we thought, hey, like let's reach out to a local con and see if they'd be willing to have us on for a panel.
Yeah.
Um, but what we weren't expecting was how awesome and accommodating the team at Smash has been. That's the convention name, Sydney Manga and Anime Convention.
Yeah.
Um, we not only got the panel, we got 2 panels.
Ah.
And we got to do something that I am very, very excited about. So we are hosting what's called the Oshi Apocalypse. And we are going to be organizing meet and greets for over 40 VTubers, most of them being local indies. So
Whoa.
we're yeah, no,
And
very exciting stuff.
it sounds like you got in there and then they handed you the work.
They did. No, they did. They have been amazing, and we I'm so shocked at how awesome they've been for us. Like
Yeah.
they were super on board with the ideas that we had, and they've been super supportive the whole time. So I'm really really excited.
Yeah, it's good. I have enjoyed every Australian VTuber I've talked to and seen. It's there's we look over here and of course every country's group has ideas of what the average person in another country is like. But I've always enjoyed talking with folks from Australia over my long life, and but it's good to see that that this has caught on there so much, and we get to see more talents and more. Because frankly, we wouldn't be able to. In 10 years ago, we wouldn't be able to. 20 years ago, we certainly wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and with this, the world gets just a little bit smaller. Um, because let's face it, a flight from your flight to get to Texas from Australia probably took you about 3 years.
It would have, yeah. But thankfully, as a VTuber, I get to book in remotely for most places, so I did it from the comfort of my home.
And you went over the date line too, so you like lost time.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's always funny with that, like going overseas and then just like you've lost an hour, have fun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, wait, this is an absolute true story. Uh, we live right near one of the time zones in the United States. Right across the border in the state of Indiana, it's an hour ahead of us. My stepdaughter was having her first child, and it was on her birthday, and we were getting late in the day. We had like 10 o'clock in the evening,
mm.
and the baby wasn't coming out yet. I went in there and I said, look, I said, we can get an extra hour if we head over the border. It's just a 5 mile drive. We can get over the border real quick. Just let us know if we get
Oh
to.
my
And boy, by golly, they wheeled her in and got that baby out of there.
God. And she got the hour.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah. She gave me that, that stare that takes like years off your life. And then she determined,
That's a stare that only dads get, I think.
yeah.
I think that's a dad thing for
Oh,
sure.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then she was bound and determined at that point that Wyatt was going to get out of there. Yeah, but it's the time zone thing is really strange in Australia too, because you've got one that's a half hour off.
Yeah, no, it was an hour actually. So we have some states that don't do daylight savings and some
Uh,
that do for some reason.
uh,
And yeah, so it's a little all over the place.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, that's why with all the folks I do in other countries, I work over and over trying to make sure I get the time zones right because I will mess up the ones in the U.S., let alone the other side of the planet. Uh, and
Yeah.
it's
No,
not
it's
easy to do.
hard, especially organizing collabs.
Oh yeah, yeah, I bet it is. And once you do get that down though, and you are working with somebody from another country, do you ever stop in like mid collaboration and think, I'm actually communicating and on with somebody from another continent?
Yeah, no, like it's so cool, honestly. Like being able to connect with people, not just in my own country, but like all over the world.
Mm,
Like I've been able to collab with people from the US, I've been able to collab with people from Japan. It's awesome to see how streaming and I guess VTubing connects people.
yeah, yeah. And the more and the more the people we get to know through VTubing, the more entertainment we have, the more learning we get. So many different ways for people to go on in the VTuber sphere. Are there different ways that you would like to try to stream that you haven't been able to do yet?
Definitely. I want to slowly start working towards maybe my first song cover. It's been very
Mm,
high up on the list to give a go.
yay!
And yeah, I think eventually building into doing a bit of 3D content,
Mm-hmm,
because I like the ability to kind of move around and be silly.
mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a big goal of mine.
Yeah. So, what have you kind of tentatively picked out a song?
My girlfriend will attest to this. I've been incredibly indecisive. I can't.
uh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I think it's nerves mostly though.
yeah,
It's like, oh God, like am I gonna sound bad? Like what's gonna
yeah. Is
happen?
it
Like
is is
it's yeah.
is it exactly in my pitch zone?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have to strain your voice at some spots? My my
Exactly,
my wife's a
exactly.
singer, and she did some gospel stuff and had a CD and everything. She's got all the singing talent that I will never have. So we average out to zero.
Awesome.
But to even she has trouble picking out the songs she wants to sing. Um,
It's definitely hard. It's difficult, I think.
yeah, yeah. If anybody ever finds a song that requires somebody who doesn't hit any notes, I'm that guy. I would I I literally have not hit a note on purpose since about 1983.
That's fair. That's fair.
One,
No, my family was always just big karaoke people. Like
mm,
we've
yeah,
always been big on that. So
yeah,
family parties, we always had like a little karaoke set up, and
uh,
yeah, we all love singing. So
yeah. So that would be such a big step for you. That would be
definitely.
well coming from somebody you said you were shy and didn't really put yourself out there for it, and now you've got that confidence in you to want to not only sing but have it out there for everybody else to hear.
Yeah,
And yeah,
no, definitely.
you got to be pretty proud of that. I'm proud of you, and I barely know you.
Thank you. No, I honestly I am. I'm really glad that I stepped outside of that box and gave this a chance
Yeah.
because I genuinely can't imagine my life without VTubing and the
Mm,
connections that I've made.
yeah. Yeah. Hearing you talk about it's very obvious how much you enjoy it and how it's become a big part of your life and how it's been a positive part of your life. Um, but everybody gets those times where you aren't getting the quite the response you want or the people you want. Have you had that happen to you, and how did you break through it?
I think for a little bit I was burning myself out.
Mm,
I set my expectations, I think, a little too high.
yeah.
Um, and then I think what I ended up doing was I spent a day going through my old clips
Mm,
from back when I first started streaming,
yeah.
and it kind of reminded me why I was doing it in the first place. It wasn't about growing or, how many people were watching me. It was the fact that even if there was like one person in my chat, if I could make them laugh or make their day just that little bit better,
Mm.
or maybe traumatize them a little bit, um,
They will remember
then
me.
yeah, no, then that's what I'm doing this for, Like it's that laughter and togetherness that makes what this is so special.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took a step back. I looked at the bigger picture and I was like, okay, you're just being an idiot. You're letting the brainworms get to you, girl. Like, calm down.
Yeah, just the like the Pink Floyd song, "The worms they entered
Mm.
his brain." The,
Exactly.
but to hear you talk about it, where you come from, being kind of the shy one, to now not only wanting to do the song cover and doing so well with streaming, but you put together a VTuber group. You've put yourself out there on panels and working in this stuff. You want to do more. I mean, that's a long way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you, there's got to be times when you're looking down, like, how did I ever come up this far?
Oh God, every day,
Mm,
every single day.
yeah,
Like, especially since landing the Smash panels and like convention stuff. Like,
yeah,
I look back on the days where I had like 3 viewers and we were just goofing around on Fallout to,
mm,
I guess now where it's like I have the opportunity to, with my friends, show the world that Australian VTubing is like genuinely so fun, and I just, yeah,
oh,
it's
absolutely,
awesome. It's yeah.
absolutely, folks. You got to. Uh, each country has their own take on it. I think a little bit,
Mm.
and um, one of the things that I've noticed about VTubers from Australia, I'm throwing you all in the same pot, is the internet is bad.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I've said before, so if somebody could bring good internet to Australia, they would be the new king or
God,
queen
yeah.
or whatever.
I do not get very fast internet. I stream with the bare minimum upload speed.
One. It's going up
So
there very
funny.
slowly, a pixel at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It astounds me though that it's kind of universal over there that the internet. It's not like it's a small country. I mean, come on.
No, it's really not.
I mean,
But like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember why it was so bad. I think we stuffed up on the cabling manufacturing when
mm,
we had like the government rollout internet, and then
mm.
it was just really, really bad ever since.
Yeah. You got to throw up some of them satellites over there and get yourself some high class space internet.
Yeah, no, I think it's like the next plan is probably just getting the Starlink stuff because I'm so over it.
Yeah. It's got to be rough. Um, it and with collaborations too, because almost automatically in some ways you're going to have trouble with the connection between the two of you eventually after a long period
Yeah.
of time. I mean,
Sure. I haven't necessarily experienced too much, which is nice. I
mm,
think some online games, when you're playing in like American servers, it can be a bit of a nightmare.
mm-hmm,
But thankfully, other than that, it's not usually too bad.
that's cool. Now, when you're on, what type of games do you like to play?
For me, I really like open world exploration RPGs and like crafting games.
Mm-hmm.
So like survival crafting, so stuff like DayZ. I've played a lot of DayZ. I played Raft for a really long time, Minecraft, which is a classic. Unfortunately, and unrelated to those genres, League of Legends, I recently relapsed. I'm not proud of it.
League of
um,
Legends.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's a game. But yeah,
everybody's
no.
everybody's got their weaknesses. I mean,
Definitely a weakness.
yeah, but yeah, you're enjoying yourself. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And you're
But yeah, and other than that, I think mostly on stream, I really like to play horror games on stream. I wouldn't do them by myself.
yeah.
I'm too much of a baby, but least when I'm streaming it with chat, I have people to laugh at me, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, yeah. It, when you look at a game like that, are you looking at it as a game that you would like to play and have fun with, or a game that would do well on stream with your chat?
I think for a long time, I would only predominantly look at stuff for stream,
Mm,
whereas now not so much. Like I have my games that I book for stream, and those are there. And then I have my games that I'm playing off stream. So
mm,
I think at the moment I'm playing a lot of June Awakening, which is very fun.
hmm
And then yeah, I've got a couple more indie horror games lined up for stream, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to walk, because what if what if your one of the favorite games you like to play is Scrabble or something like that?
Yeah, no, like you really got to think about like the games that you play. Like, are they going to be engaging enough for chat,
Yeah.
and stuff like that? Because I often, believe it or not, I like games where like I look at a lot of people who play like Power Wash Simulator or like
Mm,
House Flipper and stuff like that,
yeah.
and those are great for just chatting. Like,
Mm,
I don't think anyone's usually actually watching the gameplay. It's just yapping.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And it's more of a distraction to keep things going. It's like an ASMR type of thing almost.
yeah,
Yeah, it's going in the background, or a lot of times Stardew Valley is that way for a lot of people, and
yeah, definitely.
yeah, just see that's the game I have to stay away from because I have like
It's very addicting.
I have over 30 save files of it, so I have to stay away.
Oh my god. No, you
Yeah,
know what? I get it. I totally get it. That was me for a very long time with Stardew, and
yeah.
then I got a game called Sunhaven, which is
Mm.
very, very similar, but with a lot more than Stardew, and I lost so many hours of my life to that game.
Well, everybody's got a comfort. What you say is your comfort game right now? League of Legends.
Like, ooh, no, that is not a comfort game. Um, Ooh, that's a good question. I think at the moment, probably Minecraft. Me and my girlfriend like to jump on, and it's funny you mentioned Stardew. We're
Mm.
playing a Stardew Valley mod for Minecraft at the moment, and yeah,
Really?
we just get on and mess around. I build the house, she does all the missions and
Yeah.
all the farming, and
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
nice.
So do they have all the people in it from the
No, they have all the mechanics.
uh
And we actually we were going exploring to find a spot to settle, and they have these little frog people as villagers, and they play instruments and stuff. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
frog people?
Yeah, they're just little frog guys, and they've got like little instruments and stuff, and they
Yeah.
just like they have little band time together, and it's
Oh
so
my gosh.
cute.
That is something else. I I'm not allowed to play Minecraft with my grandson anymore. Um
Oh no.
well, he doesn't actually play the game so much. He's more of a sandbox type. He builds his stuff and likes to
Yeah.
build. And the only time I got on with him, the only thing I could figure out how to do was to punch his sheep to death.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
and then
Oh
I think I pushed a cow into the water, and then he was like,
no.
"Papa, you can't play anymore."
I would, yeah, no, I would have exiled my dad if he did that.
So all of a sudden, there's meat floating in front of me. Like, what did I do? All I know how to do is to punch and walk. I don't know how to play this game. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely one of those games too, because it's not exactly a game that gives you an objective. You're just kind of like thrown into it. So
yeah, yeah. But they did such a great job with having it being comfortable. Um,
yeah.
and that's a big thing too. And when you're on now, and when you started, how long did it take for you to be comfortable with the microphone and the avatar?
I think probably a year.
Mm,
Probably after I did my 2D debut, I'd say. So
yeah,
I was a 3D VTuber with the model that I made myself for about a year.
yeah.
And I used the money that I made from streaming to save up to buy the model.
Mm,
And then yeah, I definitely think my personality and everything really started shining around the year mark. That debut was very feral and very fun. So
a very feral interview. That yeah, but yeah. I mean, once you do get settled in, and you are not just comfortable with the audience, the chat, you're comfortable with presenting the games, you're comfortable with yourself. Um, did you? Was there a point where you realized that yeah, I'm really really enjoying this?
I think probably this is definitely early on. It
Mm,
was when just after 2D debut, and I was starting to really pick up with my audience. Like, I think I was averaging around the 20 to 30 mark, and things were going really well. I was growing. I was like, whoa, like I can actually do this. Like, this is cool.
yeah.
um, but yeah, it definitely took a while to warm up to it because I think there's a lot that goes into streaming behind the scenes that you as an individual have to learn, and it's tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of boundary setting. There's a lot of, trial and error when it comes to handling your community.
Mm.
There's a lot that goes into it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And um, if this is a question you don't want to handle, just let me know. But I do want to. I
Sure.
find this interesting. You and your girlfriend are both online.
Yep.
Does does that cause any? Do the chat know about this, or is it something that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and
Yes.
does it bother them? Because you see all the time when people who aren't technically single are on,
Mm.
that sometimes they get negative feedback because of that. Have either of you gotten that?
No, actually. I've always been pretty open about my partners and stuff like that with
Yeah.
streaming. So Ube and I, we got together, I think about 8 months ago.
Hmm.
But even before that, she was always on stream. We were always hanging out. So yeah. But no, I'm very open with my community, and I'm very vocal about them understanding that, I'm not there to be the girlfriend experience.
Hmm.
I'm there to make you laugh. I'm there to be an entertainer at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I'm very grateful. My community is amazing and always has been. They're super respectful, and they've just always been so down. They're just down to clown, honestly. That's why I love them. So
Well, that's good. I hear about I hear about it from some folks who have partners or that sort of thing, and they're like they keep it from getting out as much as they can because
yeah.
suddenly it's the relationship turns different. As, I'm look back at an old song by the Doobie Brothers. What a fool believes. They think, well, now that I'm in here, I am I have the right to believe that I have a chance. That type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I think, look, for a lot of people too, for the people I guess who don't really talk about it, there is that fear, I think, like if you are open about it, what is your audience going to think about it, you
Mm.
know? There is definitely that fear there. So I do at least understand why people don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you and your partner share notes on what?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
We do everything together, so
I just it's and she was doing before you were at the same before you were together. You're both online.
yeah, so we met, funnily enough, through an Australian VTubing network server called OzTubers. She just messaged me one day, and we've been pretty much inseparable ever since.
Well, good on your partner. That's good job.
Yeah, no,
Whatever.
it's been great. She recently moved in, so
Oh.
we're together in person now. So
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
Well, wave to him for me if you could, please. The it's it's coming up roses for you, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. I'm it's always good to hear when somebody has achieved something. And from talking to you, it didn't sound like you really had a goal starting out, other than just to check it out. And here, if you had a goal, you're probably well past it.
I'd say so. I don't even know how I've managed to get to this point, but I don't really, even now, I don't really have a goal per se. I
Mm.
think as long as I get on there every time, go live and make people laugh, that's the goal. I'm winning.
Yeah,
That's it for me, you know?
yeah. Now you're the links we've got have the Twitch and TikTok and that sort of thing. Have you decided on trying to do something with YouTube, or is that in the works or not thought about?
I that's probably where I'm gonna start focusing on song covers and stuff like that.
Mm,
I am looking to try and do some more long form content. That is definitely something I've thought about.
mm,
I have a massive passion for cinematography and
mm.
especially horror movies, and video essays on breakdowns of films and stuff like that is something I'm really interested in.
Wow.
I've definitely considered trying to introduce VTubing to that scene because I don't think there is really a VTubing side to that industry. So long term, that's definitely a big goal of mine.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that there's going to be a bunch of VTuber horror movies though.
God, I hope so. That'd be so fun.
And they'll be and I just get this feeling that they'll be the people who will be picked for to be actors will have absolutely no idea what it's about.
Oh god, yeah. It's always funny seeing people who don't know what VTubing is or having to explain it to people.
Yeah.
I think because there was a point where I needed to fill out my resume when I was job hunting and I
Mm.
put Twitch down. And I was sitting there explaining to this person how like what it was that I was doing and I was like sitting there trying to explain and I'm like, yeah, so I'm this like virtual character that plays video games. And they just kind of looked at me and I was like, look, there's actual business application here. Like I do social media management, I do all of this. Like there
Yes.
is actual business stuff here.
Yes. Yes. Well, have you brought that to your channel? I mean, I bring up the word marketing, and I know it's a terrible word for some people, but it sooner or later, if you want to take a few more steps, you're going to have to look for your audience, and you're going to have to market yourself. Uh, have you pushed yourself in that direction other than of course getting the group together and the panels?
It's definitely picking up now. I think there's definitely, especially with all the growth that I've seen in like the last couple of months, which
Mm.
has just been crazy.
Mhm.
I definitely want to market myself more. Maybe rebrand a little bit because I feel like a lot of people don't realize I'm a vampire. So yeah, no, I do I usually I think I've been pretty good in the marketing front. I've always advertised myself as like a very feral, crazy person.
Mm.
Like you go to my stream to lose brain cells, not gain them. And that's kind of always been, I guess, my strong point there
Mm.
is just like I think everyone that I've had come into my stream has just been like, oh my god, like what is happening? You're crazy. I love you. Like. So yeah, I think on that front I have a pretty good brand.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, and the YouTube will help if you do it a certain way. And has TikTok helped Twitch, or has Twitch helped TikTok?
TikTok has actually helped a little bit. I haven't been posting recently because I've been too busy.
Mm.
But when I was actively posting on TikTok, I had a lot of people come in. It was the same with YouTube. I uploaded a tutorial. Wasn't even meant to upload it. My friend Callie, who's one of the other girls in my group, she was like, "Hey, can you teach me how to do this thing on VTube Studio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." She goes, "Oh, do you mind if I record it?" And I was like, "Yeah, go for it." And what proceeded was one of the most ADHD ridden tutorials to date. Um, it was never meant to see the light of day, but I think it's sitting at like 14,000 views at this point.
Oh,
And I've
dang.
had people come in and they're like, "Hey, like I know you from that tutorial." You're like, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Of all the things, it was something wasn't even people weren't even supposed to see it, and
Yeah.
and 14,000 people have tuned in for it. Well,
It's always the stuff you don't expect to gain popularity
yeah.
that gains popularity.
Well, that just goes to show you, even stuff that you threw off and didn't even think would be popular, people want to see. They need to have
Yeah.
more of you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Which is awesome. I definitely want to do more tutorials in the future.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing that this medium is able to do is how tos and show off people's innovations, um, and talents, and cooking and singing, and you know instrument playing. It's amazing that this all comes together, and for you to be able to basically uh, find yourself a little bit with this? Am I putting too many
Yeah.
words in there, or am I?
No, no, that's true. Yeah, no, like I genuinely wouldn't be the person I am today without VTubing.
Yeah,
I legit, like I said previously, like it's I don't imagine I can't imagine a world without it.
yeah,
Even in the future, like I don't have an end date. I kind of just want to keep doing this forever.
yeah, yeah. Well, why not? Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, you're enjoying yourself, and the people are obviously enjoying themselves in the chat. Um,
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah, when you first started getting people regularly coming in, people coming back, not
Mm.
just checking out what's going. Did you start to get a little antsy with that? And when you realize that there are people out there who are depending on you being on?
I think even now I still have that feeling, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I have my regulars, they're always there. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people that still come back after 4 years, and I think that definitely motivates me to keep going. But
Yeah.
it was also like I think a moment of realization for me when it first started happening is like I can really build on something here. I can really work to build a community. I can do a lot with this. So yeah, no, it was awesome, honestly.
Yeah, it's I kind of hearken it to watching somebody in a sporting event do something that they didn't know they could do. Um,
Yeah.
like watching somebody do a personal best long jump or break a personal best in a 100 yard dash, and the look on their faces. Did I just do that?
Yeah.
I can't believe I just did that. Have you noticed that on your face when you've done some of these things?
I think I have a more recent thing. When we first found out about everything happening with Smash, I definitely I ran around my house. I did a lap and I was just jumping for joy, legitimately.
Yeah.
You know, and I can remember very specific moments where, you know, like I've had that realization. It's like I'm doing things that, you know, not a lot of people get to do, and it feels awesome.
Yeah, yeah. It is pretty amazing when you put it in that context, and you're in the right time for it. Um,
Yeah.
it's like there are some people who are born in the wrong time. At this I'd have been perfect on radio 50 years ago, but um, but I think that there's so many people now that have reached upon it, and the limit is not even close to being found yet. Um,
God no.
and especially not for audience, because there's a lot of people that still don't know you guys exist
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
and would
And I
enjoy
mean,
it.
yeah, like yeah, we're really hoping, like as a group, me and the girls are really hoping that we can show the world and even just cons locally that, you know, Aussie VTubing is a powerhouse. There
Mm.
is some seriously insanely talented creators out there that just really deserve the spotlight.
Oh
So,
yeah,
you know, if I can use my platform to bring them forward and give them a spotlight, then yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah. It, it's great to have that recognition of your own, um, getting that from your audience, and realizing yourself that you are talented enough to do this, and you get that confidence, but to be able to help somebody else do it too. Um,
Yeah, no, for sure.
so much multiplying
Um,
there.
yeah,
uh,
well, and you know what, like, sorry, just it was something that always stuck with me. One of my most longtime viewers, Panzer, I'll never forget when he first started streaming. I was so proud, you know, like I got in and I helped him set up, and he wasn't even the first. So many people were inspired to start streaming because they saw me or because they saw a friend, and I love that. I love it so
and you,
much.
you got to be Auntie Cuppy.
It feels like it, yeah.
Everybody's favorite
For
auntie.
sure.
Well, it's obvious you're having so much fun with it, and I'm so glad we've been able to talk about what you're doing and what you want to still do outside of the um, panels and such. Do you have something coming up this year that you want to push forward and promote right now?
I don't actually. I Smash has been such a big focus for me. I haven't actually been planning for the rest of the year. I am hoping to do more educational content. But aside from that, I think it's just business as usual.
Well, keep in touch, please, because I want to know what's going on with you. Just an incredibly interesting person, um, one of those gems out there that people need
Oh,
to take advantage of. That people need to take advantage
oh,
of you as much as possible.
thank you.
Sometimes
And thank you so much for having me on. This has been really fun.
I really do appreciate it, folks. We're going to have all the links in the description for this interview. Check out what CuppyCakie's got going on, and find out find out what I did. That it's just a rollicking good time, and you'll be supporting somebody who truly is entertaining and so much fun to be around. Um,
Oh, thank
you're doing great, and keep it up. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.